Languages to music. Languages to music. Languages to music. Languages to music.
Yeah. So welcome to the Languages Through Music Africa special series, and very, very happy to have amazing artist and friend in the studio today. So T, welcome, my brother.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm
Thank
so
you.
geeked.
Thank you
So
for
happy.
being here. I wish we could be seeing each other in person, but soon come. So many questions for you, since you are a man of many songs but few words, because I only just recently found out the extent of your polyglot multilingual.
Listen, I'm still trying to get to know myself. So, bit by bit.
Bit by bit.
Yeah.
So tell me, first things first, when did you first start writing music?
I think music-wise, I started a bit late, probably 15 or something. But
How was
I
that late?
loved,
15?
yeah. Well, compared to other people, I don't know.
Compared
Some
to
people start,
Beethoven.
yeah, But I've always loved. When I was younger, I used to read comics a lot, so my head was pretty much everywhere. So I remember at around 10-ish, I wrote like one or two comics. I don't know if they were amazing or not, but I
Wow.
loved writing, but there were no songs.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think my first song was a gospel song, like probably 15-ish, something.
Amazing. And I'm really interested in how music links to memory. Do you have a very early recollection? Like I, for example, the first music memory I have, I think it's George Clinton and Whitney Houston on TV and the music videos, and that really, I think I must have been 3 or 4. That's like early first clocking, like, oh, what is this? This is amazing.
Yeah,
When was that?
I remember being, like, when we were young in Burundi, there was this show called Au-delà du son,
Okay.
and we used to watch, like, those were the beginnings of seeing Michael Jackson moonwalking or Prince. So you just sit there and watch them and like, what is this? Like, I'm
Who
sort
are
of
these guys?
interested in this. Yeah, these guys, I don't know what they're doing, but I love it. How do they even do it? So yeah, those were the, those were the
Moonwalking early memory.
Prince, early Prince and Michael Jackson, I'd say.
Yeah. Pretty hard to forget.
Definitely.
Pretty hard to forget. So you started writing 15. When did you first start sharing your music?
I wrote that song at that time, and then I was in a gospel choir. I sang it a couple of times, but I never thought it was a song. You just sing something, but you don't realize you've written something. And then years later, to be honest, probably not years later, probably 18 or something.
Okay.
I'd written many songs, but I didn't really see myself as a singer or a writer or something. It took me like a long time. But I would say probably 18.
And
18.
Can you share the languages you speak, please?
So I speak Kinyarwanda, I speak Kirundi, I speak Swahili, I speak Kiganda, obviously French and English, and I used to speak Luganda, but now I haven't really been practicing in a long time. I don't know. It would take me a few to get back in,
You're my life goals. You're my life goals right there, to speak that many African languages. That's my goals.
Man, the whole system tends to make us believe that you have to speak these Western languages, that sometimes you forget you do.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy because I've been singing like for many years now, but I never realized that this was something that I could sort of incorporate in my music. It took me so many years to realize. Even now, I'm still like, I'm so excited. It's crazy. I'm excited. I'm like, oh, there's so many things I can do. Actually, I can add this and add this. I'm just new to this, which is crazy because I'm not young.
I think that's a really good point you bring up. Like I can recall times asking people. I went to Mozambique a couple of times last year, and I remember asking people like, "Oh, so what languages do you speak?" And they'll just literally say, "Oh, Portuguese," and then they'll turn around and have a whole other conversation in like some indigenous Mozambican language. Like, what was that? Like, oh, nothing. Or they just brush it off. Or a friend from Benin, she speaks like 3 other languages, but she'll just say, "Oh yeah, just French," or "Oh, but it's," or in January I was in Cameroon. And it was really hard to get people. I don't know if it's a shyness or if we've had so long of our languages and culture not being as valued, or thinking that outsiders wouldn't have an interest in it, or it's funny considering it's the most linguistically rich continent in the world.
But I also like see it from. I can see it from 2 perspectives. If you're in the motherland, speaking French or English or these Western languages is really a big value, because people feel like if you speak French and blah blah blah, you are sort of what can I say? You're way more intelligent, way more wiser than other people who don't. Mm-hmm. And if you see from here as well, I've had some conversations with people who live here, I mean, Belgians or whatever. They can ask you, how many languages do you speak? If you say, I speak English, French, and, well, let me say, Swahili, that Swahili part is they don't count it. It's basically, because it doesn't matter to them to a certain extent. Like, they don't speak it, they don't hear it every day, so it's just, you speak French and English, point, period. Yeah. So with years, you sort of brush it off as well. You forget.
So it's really nice that in your new music project, you're kind of reclaiming all your languages. So what sparked or inspired the move from Salty to Suka and Ntima?
Yeah, it's all that and so much more, because I've always loved organizing events. Mm-hmm. So I'd been organizing events of poetry and jazz and blah, blah, blah. And I'd invite Aja Monet and all these people who'd come, and because I love poetry and spoken word poetry, and I'd been writing it, and but I wanted other people who were doing it, so just share with them the stage. And then I joined this group called Math Orchestra, which is way more jazz rock-ish, where I was the lead singer, and you had to be your A game. Like basically, if you have to scream, you're gonna scream. We're like 9. There's a horn section. You have to be there,
Yeah.
Which was a little bit different from my Salty, where it was a bit smooth and tap. There I had to scream and this and that. And I joined another one that wanted me to sing with them. New Jazz. It was funk jazz. It was also different. We were like 10 with a DJ, Odilon. And then I joined another one, Math Orchestra, with Freddie Massampa, blah, 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 Marie-Ange, where it was Afro a cappella. I was doing beatbox.
Amazing.
At first, I was like, I'm not even a beatboxer, but it was cool. It was a nice a nice experience. And the whole experience of going through this and doing this and this, I was like, oh, I don't even feel uncomfortable. I can do this. Maybe there's so much I haven't really done.
Lord,
maybe, yeah. And that's how we really started. And bit by bit, And also in our live with Salty, when I was performing at Salty, the last two songs I'd be like, you know what, we're just going to improvise. I'll tell the audience like, do you mind if we improvise a little bit? They'd be like, yeah, just go on. And I just turn around and tell either the guitarist or the drummer like, you know, play something.
Yeah.
And they started, the drummer and the guitarist, first time they played an Afro rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I just went with it, but I didn't think too much into it. And they started doing it more and more. And I realized after doing it a couple of times, I was like, oh shit, I've never tried this type of, you know, vibe. I'm having fun. Am I able to do it? Could I come up with the song? Could I like, is it possible? So when I decided to go with Suka and Ntima, the idea was to try all those things I'd never tried, to be the person I'd never been so far. Like language-wise, style-wise, if I had been rapping on stage for a minute, but I never considered myself a rapper, I still don't, but I can rap if I want. So it's more putting all those things together and see what would basically, it's a long story, but I made it long.
No, it's amazing. And do you feel, some people talk about how you can feel like different people in different languages, and I remember my friend Joy Adegoke was saying that there are feelings that you can only feel in some languages. So do you feel that comes out in your music? Do you feel sometimes that it's easier to write in one language rather than another? Or do you like mixing languages? Or, you know, some languages have a word for something that just seems so much better than the word in another language?
Yeah, well, I've always thought, now this is just me, for other people it's different. I've always thought like singing in English is a bit, was easier than French.
Okay.
That's me, because I feel like sometimes in English it just goes straight to the point. Like it's I love you and it's, you know, point period. You know.
Yeah, I always used to find whenever I was translating documents like from French, that it would be like this many documents and then just all the whittled down to English, a third of the pages.
Yeah. So, and for French, you have to find a way to express that, which is beautiful as well for those who do it. But now more and more with these projects, I feel like it's really nice to find the perfect words that has like that's heavy, you know, that you can incorporate here. Then you carry on, and then you find another. Mixing is amazing. If you can't really, it's dope.
Yeah, I totally agree. I agree, and I think even more than words, the phrases, you know, the idioms that just don't exist in other languages, that make the language really give it its flavor.
Yeah, no, I love it. Now, obviously, I feel like if I sing in, that word is gonna come up with power. Like if I say, for instance, in Sukali, there's a tiny part where I say super, which is like a shang. It's like it's a word that comes from.
Shang is slang, right? It's kind of Tanzanian slang.
Yeah, Kenyan slang. That is, they mix. It's basically English and Swahili. They managed to do something.
Yeah.
So in the whole song, I just come up with that tiny word, super, and it comes with power because it's something that's out of the context in that particular time, you know. So to me, it means a lot.
Yeah.
It comes with power for me. Now, I don't know, some people might not even get it, but those who do will be like, oh,
yeah,
you know, it hit them with it. I love it.
And I think that makes people feel included too, you know. Like if you're at a gig and you say something in a language that only some people are gonna get, you know, any like people feel seen, you know, people feel an immediate connection, especially when their languages aren't as, you know,
out there.
Yeah.
And also, you might push some other people to be like, what did he say?
Yeah.
and go and check it out. Awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was really funny. I forget which award show it was. Trevor Noah, he just like flips into Xhosa or Zulu or something, and,
Yeah,
and the whole
yeah.
crowd is there like, what's he doing? But
What
all
are you
of South
doing?
Africa must have been losing their mind. He's at this big international thing and he's only speaking to his people. I thought that was
It's
great.
a shout out. It's like it's a special shout out.
Yeah, exactly. So has music played a role for you in terms of learning different languages? Have you thought about it, or was it just a kind of natural osmosis process? How has music featured, if at all, with your own language learning?
Yeah, it has with it has. With French, obviously, yeah, but I don't really think about it too much. But I'm sure it has. But it's more with English and Lingala.
Lingala is the most musical language, I feel. It's just
honestly
poetry to hear. I don't understand anything, but just listening to any song in Lingala is
you
like
got it all.
Joy.
Yeah. No, yeah. To be honest, yeah, I feel like I started listening to English songs like, when I was super young in gospel, like Kirk Franklin. Growing up, like it was my, you also. I don't know. Yeah. In English, I've heard many. Growing up, I was listening to Kirk Franklin, Don Moon, people like that, and so you learn this word, that, which Burundi was a French country. So, but I think I've learned a lot back then. And for Lingala, like I can sit and talk to people like for hours and hours, and I'm not from Congo, and I'm no. But I'm telling you, music has helped a lot. Till now, still growing.
So you already speak a ridiculous amount of languages, but are there any other languages that you've thought about learning, particularly any African languages that you thought, one day when I feel like getting an 8th, 9th, 10th language, I'm gonna learn this one?
Well, listen, no, before, because I might have to learn Tigrinya and
you could probably learn it faster than me.
Yeah.
That we're not friends anymore. If you learn Tigrinya faster than me, I'll be upset.
Listen, I might learn Tigrinya. What's the other one?
Amharic.
Amharic, and because I bump into some people from Eritrea, Ethiopia, Djibouti,
all the time there's this kind of cross-reference, like people are always asking people from Rwanda and Burundi if they're Abasha and vice versa. It's so funny.
I'm like, I don't speak. They're like, oh, come on, stop denying your roots, So I might have to,
You might have to represent. I have that with Portuguese, actually. People come up to me, go to the bank. I'm like, yes.
Tout va bien.
But
yes. Oh gosh. So no, those, and obviously I love the pidgin in Nigeria. Well, it's not. I love it. I find it really funny. Senegalese as well. And
Wolof sounds really interesting. Yeah.
Really interesting. It says Senegalese. And Italian. No, Chinese.
Yeah, I was
in Africa, but
well. There's a lot of Chinese in Africa now, so it's and they're investing in schools, like literally so many language schools. Even in Kigali, I think there's a big Mandarin school.
Pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, and it's really like I follow this great guy on Instagram he's African American and he teaches Mandarin, and just this just for like smiles, there's like 17 different words for smile according to his details. So yeah, we better start that soon, because that's gonna take
definitely it's going places
some time. So you played a really great festival in Abidjan. Was that last year or the year before?
It was last year. It was the Afropolitan festival.
Yeah,
it was really good. And we were supposed to be in Kigali. No, that was 2 years ago, actually. And
Time's
last year we was,
flying.
yeah, and it
So,
was supposed to be in July in Kigali, but COVID. But in Abidjan, it was amazing. Many artists to meet and chat and see where they're coming from, how they approach their music. I
And-
recorded some songs there. It was just dope.
amazing. Yeah, Ivorian music as well is just
Something else.
so
They
many.
don't have time.
Yeah. So
They-
many amazing artists. Manu Galo, who's based
Yeah.
here, Alpha Blondie, and so many more. In a post-COVID ideal situation, what are your next moves? What are the cities that are calling you to play in, or the festivals you would love to hit? What would that look like?
Listen, I might be like a bird. I might go everywhere. To be honest, I wanna.
That's a Nelly Furtado song. Come on now.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. Well, listen. To be honest, I'm. My plan is to go and to go. I can't say everywhere, but I want to be there. Create more songs and connect with many countries as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, Abidjan again. I want to go to Nigeria. I want to go to Tanzania and Kenya.
Do you generally go to Kigali every couple years, or?
I went in 2018 and 19, but before that I hadn't been in 8 years.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I went to Burundi and Kigali as well. Now we were supposed to go to Uganda in December with my brother, but I don't know if we're still gonna be able to do it. So yeah, we'll see.
We will see. Well, we'll also be seeing more of you because you've kindly agreed to share some knowledge on your songs and help us pick out some keywords from your songs for people who want to learn all these amazing languages that you already speak. So we'll be hearing from you again super soon. But I just wanted to say thank you so much. Asante sana and Murakoze. And no, that's me. That's all I got. I have Asante. I can do it in Tigrinya. Yeah, Enyele.
What? How do you say it?
Yeah, Enyele.
Enyele.
Yeah, Enyele. And then Amharic, Amaseganalo.
Okay. For instance, Kinyarwanda and Kirundi are the same. It's Murakoze or Urakoze. Mu is if it's more than one person.
Okay.
U is for one person.
So Asante Sana is like, thank you very much, right? Asante Sana.
Yeah, Sana is the very much.
Got you.
Sana is the very much.
Honestly, I don't think we have to apologize for any mix-up this year. Like me thinking yesterday was the 14th and calling you like, where are you?
I'm ready.
So we are ready.
Definitely.
We are together. We are ready. And thank you so much for your time and for being a guest on the Languages Through Music
Honestly,
Africa
thanks
Special
for having me.
podcast. And we're going to be checking out your music and getting all the links so people can connect to your music. And are you exploring the online gig situation in light of these COVID times?
Yeah, actually, I'm trying to film like at least 4 songs to put them on, to film them so that I can, like sort of a tiny desk type of shit.
Ah, nice.
So I'm trying to do that, and then we start from there. And obviously, it's gonna be online because now we've got no choice.
Yeah, exactly. So we will be there in as many languages as possible. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.
See you soon, hopefully. Bye-bye.
Languages to music.